Hello, Big Gamer Tribe. The gaming industry has been running a legal racket, and the mark is you. For decades, console manufacturers have built their empires on a business model designed to trap you inside the walled garden, bleeding your wallets dry year after year. These console manufacturers want you to think you are buying a piece of hardware, but the reality is you aren't. Instead, you are buying a highly restrictive licensing agreements that dictate what you play, where you play, and how you play. And most importantly, it dictates how much these console manufacturers can squeeze out of your pocket. But the Steam Deck fundamentally breaks their models. Today, we're going to tear down the predatory practices of console industry and reveal the true cost of cheap hardware and explain why Valve's open platform philosophy is the only choice true gamers have left in 2026. The cheese in the mouse trap. Let's talk about how the trap is set. Console makers frequently sell their hardware at a loss. Sony reportedly lost $300 per unit of PS3 they sold. But you, as a customer, might think you're getting a massive steal for a $500 box that packs incredible horsepower. But that $500 box is just a bait. Once you own one of these $500 box, the extortion begins. They start with holding your internet hostage, making you buy a subscription, charging you an annual subscription fee just to play online multiplayer games on the internet that you pay your ISP for. It is an artificial toll booth. Then they lock you into their proprietary storefront with no competition allowed. On PlayStation, Xbox, or on the Switch, they dictate the software prices. $70 was the new normal. On Switch 2, that is $80. On PlayStation 6, that might even be $100. And what really happens when the next generation rolls out? Your entire game library wipes out. On Switch, they even charge you to play your old library, and they charge you extra $20 just to play the enhanced version. And they also release remastered versions of the same games that you already own on the previous generation, charge you another $70 for them. This is a closed-loop system designed to make your library obsolete every few years. In the power of open platform. Now, look at the Steam Deck. It is the antithesis to console model. It runs a Linux layer. That means it is fundamentally an open source PC. This also means one more thing. The Steam games that you purchased back in 2003 are still playable 23 years later on this machine. And you know what is even better than that? Valve doesn't lock you into the Steam ecosystem. You are free to install any storefront. You don't like the Steam prices or the Steam policies. You can install Epic Games, you can install GOG Launcher, or you can install itch.io games. And if you want it, you can install emulators on it and play retro games all the way back from 1980s on this machine. Valve doesn't dictate what you can or cannot do. They simply sell you the hardware and you are free to use however you decide. Because the PC ecosystem is open, the competition here thrives. That means no subscription for online play. It gets even more crazier. Valve doesn't force you into buying their peripheral ecosystem. That means you are free to use a DualSense controller, Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, or any other Bluetooth controller on the Steam Deck. It is your machine. You are free to choose the hardware that you want to use with it. The Steam Deck is designed to integrate into your life, not force you into their lives. This level of freedom fundamentally changes how the hardware is priced, and you as a gamer should know about this before the upcoming Steam machine drops. Valve has already confirmed their next Steam machine that is about to be launched won't be priced like a console, but like a traditional PC. Why? Because they can't force you, or they can't guarantee that you will buy from them or you will generate any revenue from them. For example, you can buy the new Steam machine and use it exclusively as a PC, or just run Epic Store on it and not buy a single game from Steam. Sony and Nintendo subsidize their hardware because they know for a fact that they can make more money with interest from you through forced subscription and store monopolies. Whereas, on the other hand, Valve wouldn't do that. You are paying the true cost of the hardware upfront. It is a bitter pill to swallow, paying up more money upfront, but that is the true cost of your freedom. You pay for the hardware once instead of paying for subscription and their taxes for the rest of your life. Which one would you choose? Let me know down in the comments below. But freedom does come with some friction, and Open Linux doesn't have the heavily monitored, ironclad, closed console system, and that does break certain things. The biggest casualty of this is the online competitive games. These games want deep kernel level access for their anti-cheat system, and that is not possible on Linux, which is why many of the biggest shooters like Call of Duty, Valorant, and Fortnite cannot run on your Steam OS. You also have to manage the reality of battery life for handheld PC gaming. The battery life on heavy, unoptimized games can be draining on your Steam Deck, and you will occasionally have to tinker with settings to get your games running smoothly on the deck. It's not always just plug and play. The console industry is terrified of the Steam Deck. It is the living proof that you don't need the walled gardens, their mandatory subscriptions, or their inflated storefronts to have a premium gaming experience. The Steam Deck might not have the raw power of a PS5, but it respects your wallet, your library, and most importantly, you as the owner. Are you willing to pay a higher upfront cost for an open hardware? Let me know down in the comments below, and subscribe if you want to get out of these walled gardens. And I'll see you guys in the next one.